Welcome back to the channel again. All right, another video on how to crack a Beckett slab. Now, I haven't done a Beckett slab in a while. I think you crack these basically the same way that we did the PSA. So I'm going to use the same tools. So we have two flatheads. Always good to have two, just in case you need some leverage. A tool like this for getting those corners, and then obviously we have our towel. Again, I'm tempted to try the bolt cutters in this one, but again, I don't know the type of plastic that Beckett uses, and I know with PSA that the bolt cutters basically just mush the plastic and kind of like weld it together almost. I don't want to take that risk, and so I'm going to go ahead and just use these normal cutters here. Okay, and so let's get into it. Beckett's are a little different, very similar to where you have kind of like a lip here, and you want to get under that lip and kind of work your way down. I will say this, that the easiest slab to crack, by far the easiest slab, is SGC. I mean, all you need to open an SGC is this. That's it. So SGC you can have open in, I don't know, a couple minutes. Okay, towel. Always have some sort of a towel here. Again, you don't want shards of plastic flying in your face or anything like that, so be careful. I always cover it up so that nothing happens there. Probably should be wearing eye protection as well. All that stuff, okay? So let's get started. I'm going to start with the corners. Now, again, what I am doing with these, this is a great card. It's an 8.5, obviously here, but I'm doing the beam team in tag slabs. I'll do a video where I show all those, show everything I have. I normally, what I was doing with a lot of those was just buying them raw. In fact, I think I bought all of them raw except for this one, the Jordan, and the Karl Malone. So if you've watched my Karl Malone video on cracking that PSA out, that's the other one. I don't think there's any others that I cracked, maybe, but the vast majority of the beam team set that I have was bought raw, and I got some really good grades on it. Some really nice cards that I was able to buy raw, and so I'll show those. I'll show everything I got eventually. We'll go through, not on this video. We'll do that on another video. So, but let's get into it. Again, I'm going to stand up so that I can have some leverage getting these corners. So again, I'm going to start with this corner, this corner, this corner, this corner. And sometimes when you do a corner, you might have to like switch sides to get the other side kind of cut. So you'll see me do that as I go through this. And then you're going to use your flathead screwdrivers to kind of get in there and break that seal. That's kind of the goal. Obviously, you want to be very careful. Now, Beckett slabs, I believe, have the card in a sleeve or some sort of protective sleeve. So there's a little bit of added protection there for the card, but not much. Obviously, you don't want to slide the flathead right over the card. You would just completely destroy the card, right? So, all right, so let's go ahead and let's get started. So I'm going to start with this side here. Again, camera's probably going to shake a little bit because I'm on my desk here, so I apologize for that. Cover it up. Make sure it's fully covered. And press down. Okay, that really shook my camera. All right, I was about to switch sides here. Let's see what I got here on that. So you can see the pieces right there that came off. So it seems to me that this plastic is very similar to PSA. I've cracked SGC and I've cracked tag. Tag uses a very different type of plastic. If I ever I probably should do a video on cracking a tag slab. In fact, I do have some that I'm going to crack, so maybe I'll do a video on that too. Very different. You wouldn't want to use this tool on a tag. And I'll explain why when I do that video. So, okay, let's do the next corner here. Cover it up. Whoop. This one. Sorry about that again. Okay. Here we go. Got that corner. Throw that away. So we'll see what this looks like. There we are. Let's do the corners down below. Again, make sure everything's nice and covered. You don't want any plastic or anything flying around. You want to keep it all there, and you don't want it on your floor or in your carpet or anything either. So I'm kind of holding, by the way, on my left hand here, kind of holding onto the slab. Okay. Trying to be a little more, more careful here. Okay, let's try and re-grip it. Let's go. Okay. So you can see this one's a little different than the PSA. The PSAs weren't as like jarring as this one, so this one kind of took up a piece here. We'll see what that did. I think it's down below. Took up a sliver down here below. Here's the other pieces right there. Throw those away. Okay, one more corner. And again, this is the hardest part. In my opinion, it's the hardest part. The other part you do have to be more careful, I guess. But this is the part that takes some effort here. Okay, holding onto the slab. That was a little less violent. Let's see how that looks. Now it's not quite done here. Actually, I hurt my finger. Ow. Okay, hurt my finger. Sorry about that. Okay, no one wants to see that. Okay, so I got a little piece. Hurt my finger a little bit. Be careful if you're doing this. Be careful. I think what I did with my thumb was I jammed it when I hit my desk. Okay, so I'm switching sides. So what I did was I was going from this side, and you can see I didn't quite get as much as I want, and so I'm going to switch it to this side here. Okay, so let's switch it. Cover, hold. Okay. Again, I'm trying not to shake my camera too much, but sometimes it's unavoidable, so I apologize. Not quite getting all the way through. Okay, there we go. All right, that last corner was a challenge. I got a shard right here. Nobody wants to see my hurt thumb. I got a shard right here. Made sure it was stayed on the towel. Throw that away. Let's kind of open this up. Try to keep everything on the towel as you're going through this. Okay, so here's a few pieces. Just looking at my thumb there. So I think what happened with my thumb was when I pushed down, it just hit into the table. So obviously be careful when you're doing this. You don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to do anything like that. So be very careful. All right. Okay. So hopefully with my hurt thumb, I don't cause any issues with the rest of this. Because it's on my right hand. I'm right-handed. So, all right. So here's what we want to do, just like with the PSA. We want to get a flathead and kind of work it under here. Let's see, maybe the other side. Maybe the other flathead's better. Let's try. I don't remember which one's the hardest. These might be, there we go. Okay, so I'm in there. I'm trying to get into that. Again, I apologize for the camera. I'm doing the best I can to keep things nice and stable here for you. I think the Beckett ones are probably the toughest if I remember. So I'm gonna probably really take my time here. I know I'm off camera a little bit, but basically I'm in there. I'm just trying to get leverage. I'm just in there and I'm just kind of pushing it up and breaking that seal. Okay, getting a little further in. Okay, if you want to keep your label nice and pretty, good luck. You can see it cracked right there. That doesn't happen too often with PSAs, where you get a crack like that, so that's a little annoying, because it doesn't help. And you can see it cracked further down. So what I'm going to do, it's not bad, it's not like going to damage the card or anything right there, but I would rather have it be breaking the seal along here, but since it cracked right there, it's not continuing to break the seal. So I'm going to switch to the other side. Let me see if I can get this in here. So I'm just going to try off camera a little bit. That's what I'm trying. Get it in there. It's pretty close together. I don't know. Okay, maybe I will go from, maybe I still will go from over here. Okay, so what I'm doing is you do not want to obviously get over the card. You don't want to go over the card and damage it. So I'm kind of going along to break the seal along this edge. It was a little hard for me to get in over here. If you can get over here and break the top seal, that's obviously ideal. So this is kind of maybe a good example of a situation of like a bad scenario, right? So I'm going to try and go down the edge here with this. Now what I could even do, I could use the flathead. There is another tool that's good for this. I use this tool to crack tag slabs. It's really useful. I don't know if I'm going to use it here. I'm not sure how common of a tool it is, but it slides really nicely down these edges. I'll do it with the flathead instead, but then I can kind of, you can hear it kind of breaking that seal nicely. That only goes so far. Let's use the flathead. Which one's a better one to use? This one actually might be better. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take this out now. And what I want to do, I'm going to leave it just like that. And what I want to do, let's actually pull it out here. I'll pull it all the way out. I'm going to try and get this guy I want to get one of the flatheads underneath this to break this seal along here. Let's go look at the bottom actually. Is this? No, that's pretty tough. Maybe this side? This is the one that kind of broke right here. This goes to show you which ones are tough. Beckett is tough. Let me try and get further in. Let's try to break this top seal. Let's see if I can get under that. There we go. I pushed further enough to break that top seal. That's ideal. That's what you want to do. Okay, so now that that top seal is broken, I can actually go to the other side because it's big enough now for me to get this in. And I can start to work kind of down this way. Nice and easy. Yeah, the way that Beckett, okay, there we go. I got it in. Okay. The way that Beckett has their slabs overlap, it's tougher than PSA to crack. Okay, so I'm going to slowly work this down. I'm specifically pushing down, not towards the card. You do not want to accidentally slide your flathead screwdriver over the card. Flatheads give you a little bit of leverage. Kind of, as you can see, what I'm doing is kind of pushing up and rotating it like this periodically to lift it like that, and it breaks the seal. Nice. I think the seal on this side is pretty much broken. Just making sure, going along the full edge. So yeah, this seal is broken here. Okay, so I'm going to leave that in. And I think this is open. Be very careful to not touch the card. I'm going to keep going with this one. There we go. We broke that bottom seal. There we go. Whoo! Okay. There we go. We got it. So, there you go. Gives you an idea. BGS, and I remember that. This is only the second BGS I've opened. You can see these are a little tougher. So that, let me move this out of the way. That lip right there, if I can focus on it, I don't know if I can, but this lip right here is you can see it better right here. That is a longer lip as far as I can tell, and it's harder to get under that than the PSA. Okay. All right, let's take the card out. Now the card is in a sleeve. And so what I'll have to do is cut it out of that sleeve. Now, this guy got a little messed up. So I'll keep that just so we can remember what the grade was. So I'll hold on to that. And we'll toss this. And we'll put this back here so we can remember that. Now, here we are. That was an 8.5. So again, I'm going to cross this over to a tag. So here we go. Let's go ahead while we're here. We got little shards of plastic there. Let's go ahead and try and cut this out. We'll be cautious with that. Okay, cut that little piece off the top right there. I don't know if I even had that on camera or not. So I cut that piece off the top, and it should open. Okay, you can see it's opening. Move those out of the way. Let's see if we can get this out. And we'll see how it looks. We'll see how it looks raw. Okay. There we go. Okay. So there's that little sleeve that it's in. I apologize about my thumb. I'm doing this right after my other video, and so it hurt myself. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this in detail. You guys give me your thoughts. It was an 8.5 on Beckett. What does this get on tag? I am going to do the tag S with this one, so we should get the full report. Let me move this cloth so that we have a little bit more contrast as opposed to a white background. See a little shard there of plastic. Okay, and let's go ahead and look at this here. So let's check out the corners here. Maybe a little bit of wear. A little sort of surface defect right here, right below team. Like an ink defect of some kind. Everything else looks pretty good. Edges look good. There's the corners there. You can see the centering is pretty solid. Top to bottom, left to right, it's not too bad. Let's look at the back. So we have maybe some sort of like little defects up at the top there. Obviously you have some normal fraying. Beam team, oh, there's a really bad ink issue right there. You can see almost like that pink. You do see that it's on these here. So give me your thoughts down below. What do you think this crosses over to with tag? Obviously I'm gonna make sure this is wiped down with a micro cloth, make sure there's no shards on it or anything so I don't scratch the surface in any way. What are your thoughts? Where does this fall on the tag scale? Does it get an 8.5? Is it below? Do I get a 9, 7, 6? What do I get? So leave me your thoughts, excuse me. Leave me your thoughts down below. I appreciate it. Thank you for the watch. Hopefully this gave us a little bit of insight on how to crack a Beckett slab. They are tough. They're definitely tough to crack. PSA is not too bad. I would say just based on doing that one, that's the toughest one out of really any of the stuff I've cracked. So I've cracked PSA, Beckett, SGC, and tag. Tag can be tough if you don't know what you're doing now. So I'll eventually do one of those videos too. So anyway, thank you for watching.